to revise on ITIL Part 1, right? We had some 2 sessions on ITIL, and then we had some real-time scenario-based suggestions also to open up a business, right? So Gagan helped me to tell, so what is the procedure to have a framework to create a academy, football academy, right? And then Vignesh also suggested in getting the phone, right? Phone industry. You said like you wanted to open a phone shop and the delivery through online business partners. So we had that real-time examples. So can you recollect what are all those 6 points, that is the framework that comes in order to create a business? Or it went out of the mind? Okay. I know it will be a shock. It's been a long time, right? Okay. So the current, I'll just have a small recap on ITIL 1, phase 1 first, and then we will move on with the modules available in ITIL. Okay. So this ITIL 4, version 4 is the latest foundation that we have. What is ITIL and why ITIL is? You know, ITIL is Information Technology Infrastructure Library, right? Why ITIL? Because it is the best framework ever that is being followed across the industry. So ITIL versus the traditional IT support. So here you have got the frameworks. So we will follow that framework. But in the traditional support, through the experience and other stuff, it goes like only one person can tell to one person. It goes with by mouth and other stuff, but they have not recorded it anywhere. So that's the reason. All those best practices has been recorded and created as one library, that is the ITIL library, right? And we had evolution of version 2, 3, and now it is the final version. The current version is now 4. And what all have been added in each version, I will walk you through later. So ITIL in real business and banking scenarios, that also we have seen. We saw the payment link, and we saw how UPI happens, the transaction happens from server to database, from application server to database server, and how the response comes back. So those scenarios also we checked. So ITIL focuses mostly on delivering value to customers through efficient and reliable IT services, not just managing the technology. Okay, so what are all those concepts that we saw is like plan, improve, engage. Plan is like first we design it, okay, then we engage. Here it comes and improve, but we engage. And then we, I think in earlier version, it had like, first you have to plan, then you have to engage, then you have to make the CapEx ready. What was the right one we had? Design. So plan, engage, design, correct. And then build it, deliver, support, and then improvise. So here it is like plan, improve, engage, design and transition both comes in the same phase, then build, and then deliver, and then support. This improve comes after support in the previous version, which has come now after planning. So it is improving the plan. Once you plan, before even you engage or you build it, you improvise your plan, then engage, and then you design, then you build it, and then you deliver. And once you deliver, after delivery support, you're going to give it. So why is ITIL is used? ITIL helps organization to deliver the high quality IT services. So it is not only ITIL is a good framework for IT technology, but in any business that you start, ITIL framework works in, if you just put plan, design, build, and then support. Okay. And why we have to follow the ITIL framework is to reduce the service disruptions. Okay, there will be you have a set of framework design to deliver the service or deliver the product to the customer, but if that doesn't goes with the flow, if there is a disruptions in the flow, then your entire model will get broken, right? So just to have a continuous chain method and to reduce the service disruption, we have to follow this ITIL framework. And this, by following this framework, this will also improve your customer satisfaction. And this also aligns the IT goals with the business goals, and the standardize the process and the rules. So earlier in the phase one or the part one, I have told, if in case you want to learn in any institution, college, you have a different department where each department has the roles and responsibilities, right? The teaching department will not take care of the administration. The administration department will not take care of the teaching. There will be a different sales and other departments who takes care of it. Similarly, this will help us to understand or standardize the process and then the roles and responsibilities of the individual departments. Okay, the key concepts of ITIL, that is 4, is built around the service value system. This is the new service value chain, SVS, that has come in, where we had this improve in between the plan and engage, where earlier we had first plan, engage, design, build, deliver, and support, and then improve. So this now it has come in between the plan and the engage. There are more than like almost 34 best practices or the modules that are available for the ITIL. But one of the most used modules, okay, if in case you randomly get into any industry, you could see at least these things, even in this ITSM, right, IT service management. So you will see at least these department will be present. That is incident, problem, change. You will have service desk, asset management, service level. SLM is a service level management to deliver any kind of service. What kind of SLM, the measurement that you give, even in your broadband support that you take, the broadband, your ISP, the internet service provider, tells our availability. If in case Airtel is your ISP, they say like 99.99% we will be available in your area. We provide the availability. So that is called SLM, service level management. Then you will definitely have a service request management, who handles the request from the end customers or the client. You will have monitoring team, the event management, and you will have a continual service improvement, continual improvement team. So these are the key teams, or these are the best modules in order to follow the ITIL as in practice. Okay. So, and how this is being followed and what are all the examples to follow this, we can see that in the upcoming slides. So guiding principle example, this is like focus on the values, start where you are, progress iteratively, collaborate and promote the visibility, keep it simple and practical. So that's the guiding principles that they have given. Who uses ITIL? So ITIL, as we earlier said, it is not only for the ITSM, IT, information technology service management. It is used across everywhere globally. Like ITIL is used in banks and financial institutions. It is being used in IT and software companies, telecom organization, healthcare and government, startups, and even any enterprises. Enterprises, proprietorship, even a small entities, everything. So this framework, globally, it has been accepted as the best framework, and that's the reason you could see you have multiple versions coming in. So for you to open up any business, or even if you're working under any MNC companies, or if you want to work on any reputed companies, of course, they will have their company built with a framework. It could be based on the ITIL. Okay. So what are all the ITIL benefits? We will see at a glance. It gives a better service quality, faster issue resolution, clear roles and responsibilities of the respective teams. It gives a continuous improvement on the service that you are going to provide, and it is a business aligned IT. So those are the benefits we will get if in case you're going to follow the ITIL framework. Okay. And this is the framework. How does it work? It is like a little data flow diagram it has been given. Okay. This, the SVS, the service value chain. So there is a demand and you're providing a supply. Okay. There is a demand in sense you just see lot of people needed some food. Okay. In particular area, and you're going to be a food provider for them. So in that particular area, you're going to sell food, for example. Okay, so you first will understand the demand of the customer. What is the demand they have? At what time they need? So what role they need? So you will first collect the demand, and then you will prepare a plan to deliver the support or deliver the product. So demand, from your demand, gathering the demand until you deliver the product and support them, what are all the things you have to do? So first you do a planning, okay? And now ITIL 4 says, once you plan, you will have to improve, but planning and improve will be a complete phase across all the modules, right? So you do an engagement, still that's a big umbrella. So it will still come under planning and to improve. At any point in time, they say like you have to revisit on your plan and you have to improvise it. So you engage and then you design, you build it, you deliver and support, and post product delivery supports are there, right? So that also you do. So then it has reached the customer, then you do a post delivery support and support services and other stuff. So this entire stuff is, they say like it will be completely managed by plan. You will have to keep revisiting on your plan and you have to improvise it. So that's what they are trying to say. It's in the new ITIL framework. First they say like the 2 and 3 and all, they say like you plan, then you engage, that you like you prepare your capex, opex, then you design it. Then you go and get all the vendors, business partners on hand in order to deliver this product or services. And then they say that you build it. Once you build it, you deliver, and then you provide a post-delivery support. That was the initial plan. So now they say like your planning and improvisation should be across at any stage, and it is kept as an umbrella where all your engagement, building, design, deliver, support after delivery, everything comes inside that. So that's what the ITIL 4 says, the latest version 6. Okay, there are real-time cases that we have. Okay, the first real-time case that I have mentioned is about the banking production incident. Okay, so you might have account with any bank, for example HDFC, SBI, something. Okay, there is an issue. So what kind of issue it could be? When user unable to access a internet banking or mobile banking, that is an issue. Here it says that UPI transaction failure is happening. Okay, so user unable to pay using UPI app, that is the issue here, real-time case here. So then you have to narrow down. So from user, there will be a call to the bank. They report to the bank that I'm unable to access my UPI. UPI is not working. Maybe it shows an error like server down or something, and it is there for a long time. So multiple clients calls the bank and says this is the issue. So by getting multiple calls, bank will understand there is an outage, because if it is one person unable to use the UPI, then it could be a problem with customer end. There could be an internet issue, funds issue or something. But if multiple people calls at the same time and reports to the service desk that there is an issue for them to use the UPI, then it is an outage. So it is very well understood. So the bank, what they do, the customer care of the bank, then they call the technology team and they inform. I'm getting a lot of calls where users are unable to make any UPI transactions. Okay, the technology team immediately opens up a war room call. We used to say war room in our technology side. That is because you're going to bring in all the teams who is involved in this UPI technology. For example, you will have the Nginx server, which I told, right? This is a load balancer server. It's a proxy server. So you will have Nginx team there. You will have application, web application and application team there, and you will have the database team there, you will have network team there, and you will also have a data center team, because data center is physically managing everything and these people are remotely managing everything. So you will have all the 5 teams, the key teams inside the call. That is called war room. So then immediately they used to see where the problem is, and the monitoring team will also be there, because when customer has informed they couldn't use the UPI, then of course internally the monitoring team would have gotten multiple alerts stating the transactions are not happening, or they are not getting the volume, the hits is not happening at all. Okay, so then by bringing in all these, they used to say mobilizing the call, the incident manager will be there, who is like mobilize all these people and bring it into the war room call, and then they try to navigate to the issue, where the issue is. Is it application is working fine, or the connectivity between the application and database is not happening? So where the issue is. So even initially, if they say the hits are not coming in the landing page itself, which means the connectivity is not there. Maybe the Nginx server could be down, or the application or the web server could be down, or the database server could be down, or the entire network itself is down. So then they got to know that there is an issue with, data center. In data center, there is an outage is going on. That's the key. It's being given over here. Okay. So data center outage. What is data center outage? They do some kind of work. Okay. There could be like network cabling activity. We used to say GJO, like jack in, jack out. They pull out a network cable from one side and put it in another side. Or they could be some completely moving the rack, the entire rack or the server from one place to another place. So that is called as outage. The outage is like, it is in maintenance activity they may do. Maintenance is a scheduled activity. They inform everyone well in advance that we are going to do this activity and there will be a downtime. So during that time, if there is a backup, all the application will run from DR. If they are trying to do this transition between DC and DR, both may go down. So during that time, bank will be informed, and bank will have a poster to their clients stating that during this time to this time, we are doing a maintenance activity. So please do not expect UPI and other services to run. Okay. If bank has not informed the client and they understand it is an outage, it could be then they navigate to data center engineer and they will ask, what is the real problem? There could be any problem. Data center engineer may be working on something else, would have mistakenly done some problem in pulling out a cable, or unfortunately the cable itself like worn out and it would have come out of the slot or something. So some network disruption is there. Then they came to know it is a data center outage. That could be possibilities. Or there can be a change failure impact also. They would have done some change activity, and post the change activity, the previous work, the application that was working is not working properly. So that could also be a problem. So then there will be a scheduled plan activity happening. The activity is completed, and then the team, before the change management closes the call, the change management responsibility is to check if whatever we're working earlier, is it working as is? Because of this change, if there any impact. If the change manager come to know whatever was working earlier is not working properly after this change happens, then they do a rollback. So whatever the change is being done, they try to delete everything and they just move back to the original state. So then if they understand there is a change failure impact, then they will try to roll back the change. And then the SLA breach. So I have told you, right, if a bank is giving the technology support to somebody, and if that fintech organization or any other technology organization unable to deliver, the availability is not there as per 99.99%, then the bank or the RBI to bank will issue a penalty where they have to pay the penalty. So that is called the SLA breach. If you are committed to deliver, to be available 99.999, always we will stick with 5 nines. It cannot be 100% possible. So if that 5 nines is not being met, of course, there will be a penalties issued, and the key stakeholders have to pay the penalty. Like either the bank will pay to the RBI, or the technology provider will pay to the bank. So that's an escalation matrix being arranged. So how this is getting navigated is inside the service desk, there will be command center, there will be a monitoring team who will be monitoring all the alerts. Okay, and through the monitoring dashboard, they will come to know if the banking and payment application is working fine or not. They do a health check also. If they are not getting proper volume, so there will be an automated process which will say it will cut an incident or an event, and it gets assigned to the application support team or Windows, that is the network support team, or infra support team. Okay, then the incident management comes in. After closing that incident, they will try to give a root cause analysis. They used to say as RCA, root cause analysis. That root cause analysis, the preventive actions, measures and preventive actions, why we have to do that is, this incident should not happen in future. So the problem management steps in, understand the seriousness of the incident. It should be a P1 or P2. They used to say priority or severity 1. So then they try to identify the root cause. Then they will give an action to the respective team. You fix this issue so that this issue will not repeat in future. So that work is taken care by the problem management team. The change management, again, this team, they are their roles and responsibilities is to ensure if any changes that they are trying to do it at the application level, they do it, and they have to also check once after doing that change if the system is stable. If the system is not stable, they need to ensure they have to roll back that change. So that is the change management work. And the release and deployment is mostly, it is like if any add-on features coming in any application level, right? Any module level changes are happening, the release and deployment team does that. They try it in pre-prod first and then implement that in production, and then they move on. So if it may work in pre-prod and it may not work in production as expected, so that also they will have to take care and they have to ensure it is working properly. Proper. If it is not working proper, then they have to roll back to the previous state. So then it comes like stable and service and the improved performance. So this is one of the case that we could relate in by having this ITIL framework. And the second case is banking application goes down. So here the UPA transaction, that is a payment application, goes down. Here, if a banking application goes down, the ITIL framework helps us to define how quickly it should be restored. So it is built in such a way, it immediately identifies where the cause is. So when the UPA transaction failure, we can understand the service desk team reaches to the technology team. The technology team immediately checks the monitoring tool. They understand, okay, there is a data center outage. They mobilize a call. Then they understand it's a data center outage. They fix the issue. Then they close the incident call. Then they do problem management comes in, and then they do a preventive measures and analysis and all. And they will ensure that this is not going to repeat it. So similarly, without this framework, we cannot understand where the problem is, and we cannot prevent. Preventing is like doing only by doing a continual service improvement, we can prevent that. So this team takes care of this. If this framework is not there, we will not know who is responsible, how to prevent or recurrence of the issue, and how to communicate with the customer. So this framework says once this incident is fixed, okay, incident management team's responsible, the incident manager calls back to the client, that is the bank, and they say now the issue has been fixed. Please, you can just send a note to the customer that there was an unexpected technical issue happened, and now the services are restored, and now you can go ahead and use your service. So that communication should also be there. So that is the main purpose of having this framework built. Okay, this you can compare with any kind of business or any organization, so that if this framework is not there, nobody will know which team's responsibility is this and who has to communicate to the client and to the customer. Okay, and we have one, I have prepared one document for opening up a juice shop with this ITIL framework. I think yesterday I showed this. Just I want you people to review this. Visible? Can somebody confirm?
Yes, ma'am, visible.
Okay, just have a walkthrough. So using ITIL framework 4, so they're understanding the demand first. What is the demand? Customer want a fresh, tasty, affordable juice served fast. Okay, that is the demand. So the values delivered: healthy juice, quick service, clean shop, and happy customer. Okay, so to get all these things, of course, this exactly the ITIL works because demand and value has been identified. Excuse me. It was a service value system, SPS, juice shop system. Okay, so guiding principle, how you think and decide. So the ITIL principle is focus on value. So what is the value that we can give? We can give a best customer satisfaction stuff. So that if you're real quick and good, quality, quantity, and speed, all the three things matter in everything that you do, right? So focus on value. Customer must feel juice is worth the money. Okay, that comes under quality. Start where you are using your existing proofs and tools first. So then the ITIL principle is progress iteratively. Add new juice items slowly. So you have now first have 5 items, then 5 item is going well, very successful, but there is a demand. Customer is asking like, okay, you don't have a tender coconut, and then 2 or 3 people or more people are asking, do you have tender coconut? You say like, no, we have only this juice. Then later, after a recurrence demand, you understand why don't we enable tender coconut also to it. So then the progress iteratively, you are going to slowly add the new items into it. Collaborate. Vendor, staff, and cashier to work together. You will have a different vendor for different material, right? Here for apple and other things, you will have different vendor. For tender coconut, you will have a different vendor. So vendor, staff, and cashier, everybody have to work together and collaborate. So keep it simple. Simple menu and faster service. What happens is when you go to a fast food or any other hotel or restaurant, when you ask their special item, that will be served immediately, right? And when you ask for some rare item, it could be listed in the menu, but they don't prepare it. It is not a ready to serve item. That takes long time to serve. In that case, when you order this, the person who takes your order will say, it might take 20 minutes or 30 minutes for you to deliver as dough. So then you understand, okay, this is not a ready to serve item. They are going to prepare it and do it. So now again, he goes back to the kitchen to see if that skilled chef is available to prepare that item. You go to a South Indian cuisine asking for a North Indian item. So that and all depends, right? It needs a person, the respective person with the skill to prepare and give. And I'm sure that cannot be given faster also, it might take time. So when you keep very simple item in your menu, these are the 5 items I have, this is ready to serve, then your delivery will be very fast. So that's what they're trying to say, keep it very simple. So this is the service value chain. So you have a manufacturer and you are a supplier, okay? So somebody has to get it to the warehouse. From warehouse, it has to go to the supplier. Or you are the manufacturer, for example. Then you have to deliver this to the supplier. So then this supplier makes a shipment order. I want this much quantity of item. You prepare that, you manufacture it. A person carry that, take it to the warehouse, and then to the supplier. So the manufacturing place could be, for example, it is happening in India. Okay, it is getting carried and it goes to, for example, Australia. In Australia also, it has a different state. Okay, so it goes to one common place, a warehouse. From there, it gets splits to a different cities or different states. So where you stock the item is called warehouse, and then it goes directly to the departmental store, that is the supplier place. Okay. So supplier makes a purchase order and he sends it to the headquarters. Always all the purchase orders will go to the headquarters. From headquarters, a shipment order only comes to the manufacturer. Okay? So because this is a different team who takes care of the sales, accounting and other stuff. Manufacturing is a different unit where they get an input to manufacture item. Their responsibility is just to manufacture and give it to the person, whoever the headquarters is. Okay. Then it goes from supplier. He's a wholesale supplier. From supplier, it goes to the retailer. And from retailer, it goes to the customer. So this is how the framework should be. It could be any product-based industry. This is how the framework works. Clear? Clear, clear. Are you with me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Question? Any question?
Ma'am, does it work the same in every other industry as well?
Any corporate you take. This is a product based, okay? Even service based will be something similar to that, but it depends. If it is technology, as I said, there will be a technology team. Under the technology team, all those modules I told you, right? You will have service desk, you will have incident management, problem management, change management team, you will have a service request team. You will, to move an application to the production, you will have deployment team. So these all are called as framework. So which team has to be built and what is the roles and responsibility of that particular team is what this framework talks about. If you go for a bigger level company, actually, even small level enterprises also, they have to follow this. So, but what happens is for a small scale industry, if they are manufacturing and if they are taking care of retailing also, and if they are not spreading across, if they are not delivering it to multiple states or cities, then all these carrier warehouse and all will go off. They manufacture, they directly take to the retailing, and there will be carrier who carries the online orders goes to customer, and people, those who comes into the shop, doorstep orders will also be there. They will collect from the retailer. So only depends on the nature of the business, one or two things will cut. But if you're doing an international or a bigger level industry, right, this is how the framework should be. So the challenges, now your product from manufacturing, you from a headquarters, you got a shipment order, you manufacture, even if it is car industry also, right? Headquarters say this year create this model car 200 units, that's all. The manufacturer creates that. Okay, then the courier, from there it goes to a warehouse. Warehouse is wherever based on the country, it's just take the items through airways, waterways or roadways and give it to the warehouse. From warehouse, it goes to the suppliers. So you will have showrooms in each cities. So whenever you go and inquire, they will say like it is not in the showroom, it is in the warehouse. We will check its availability and come. So multiple showrooms, multiple retail outlets will be there where they will be depending on single warehouse. Okay, so based on the availability, they get it. So then you take it from the retailer or the wholesaler, whatever it is. So after you deliver it to the customer, after delivery support. So what happened? There are challenges in grocery store. There is a supply chain issue. Okay. So demand production. So what input, so as a manufacturer here, what input you have to get from the retailer is what the question is. Retailer is the direct contact with the customer. They are the face value of this product, and they deal with customer every day, and they are bringing in a face to your product, right? They are the person who will know whether this product is going successful or is there any complaint from this product, where customer will report to them directly. Not many will just open a technology service desk and call them. Maybe if in case you're buying it from your shop, you directly go to shop and you say the problem, right? And if in case you're buying it through online, then only you go for the technology support, you go to the app, see where is the customer support center, either you call them or either you chat with them and say, this product is not working or so and so. But when you purchase something from your retailer, you directly go to the shop and report it immediately. So manufacturer work is now, not only manufacturer, the headquarters work is also to continuously get the feedback so that can be improvised. The first lot that is being manufactured had this defect. Even after the quality test, the quality assurance, everything, the product has been delivered, but it understood that it had a defect. And then at least you try to rectify it in the second slot. Okay. So for that, you need to get the feedback. So, and if in case it's been proven legally that there is a bigger problem in that that slot, then people have to take it back. Whatever that batch product being delivered, that batch products alone has to be retaken to the manufacturing unit. So that also they do. Of late, you could have seen one shampoo batch had some problem. They added so much of toxins or something. Then they send a note to all the customer, if you have this batch product, please return it to your retailer. They go, they return it, and the retailer gives back to the supplier. And from there, it goes back to the warehouse, and from there, it goes back to the manufacturing unit. So this is also a process. Returns and after support, I mean, after delivery support. So everything is a process. So how will you handle that? Who is responsible to do what? So you are giving an instruction to the retailer. Okay, you take back that product, you issue the cash. So headquarters will tell you. Okay, not the manufacturer. Headquarters will tell you, we understood there is a problem. It's being illegally or whatever it is, it's being found out. So you better take back all the product that is being manufactured in that batch. So there will be notice being issued to the retailer, give back the cash. We will do all those adjustments and other stuff. So that instruction, from whom it has to come? What kind of instruction will come from a supplier? What kind of instruction will come from a manufacturer? So that and all is also one workflow. So this all workflow, I mean, this all will happen only if you have a proper framework, else there will be a breakage. You cannot run as a big firm. That is what ITIL says. So challenges in grocery store, supply chain. So what is supply chain? The entire, this chain is a supply chain, okay? Data integration, demand prediction. So if there is, like, for example, one product that you have delivered, it has got a low quantity to be given. You had 100, everything has been now sold out, and you have got only 5. The retailer predicts the demand. Okay, there is a good demand for this product. Immediately they raise a purchase order. So those all has to be done on time by the respective teams. So that is the roles and responsibilities of that team. The demand prediction, then inventory visibility. So they need to see how many units has been manufactured, how much availability is there, how many in the respective retailers stock room, how many stocks is there. So those all has to be known. Inventory visibility has to be there. Then supplier management. How so once you raise a request to your supplier to deliver this product, how much time the supplier takes to deliver the product. So and other thing, like how much is your credit limit and etc. etc. That's in supplier management. Then warehouse management. The supplier who supplies from warehouse to the multiple retail shop. So supplier should also know, okay, he collects consolidatedly. So from shop number 1, 10, 15, this much is the demand they're asking. He has to ensure the warehouse has those material. Okay, so he has to inform the warehouse, I'm predicting at least some 1,000 pieces is required. The warehouse this is one of the suppliers. Similar to that, multiple suppliers will be there. So warehouse should send a note to the manufacturer, this much is the demand. Okay, then the manufacturer gets his approval from the head office, and they say, like, this much is the demand being asked for. Can I go ahead and create it, manufacture it? Then they get an approval and create it. and delivery optimization. This all has to be handled by the supply chain management. So this all comes in as a workflow. So that's what, I mean, this is for the grocery store. This one, what we saw for the juice shop. So they say like this workflow perfectly works well, even if it is a grocery store. And this is a restaurant workflow diagram. So you give a tip, you have a dining table, you have a waiter, you are providing a service, and then you're providing a payment. How this is interlinked with each other and how it is being done. That's what they're trying to say. So now coming back to the juice shop, the ITIL activities juice shop, the plan is to decide menu, pricing, daily stock. Okay. So how much you have to create, do the juices, and how much you have to keep it ready, because juice you can't have it for a long time until you add in preservative. So all those concerns are there. So they have to decide the price for it, and they need to ensure that the daily stock is there. Then again, engage, greet your customers, take the orders. That's the engagement that you can have with your end customer. Design and transition, introduce a new juice combo, that is an evolution, or that is it's a continuous service improvement also that you do. Build, buy fruits, cups and machines, that comes under build. Deliver and support, prepare and serve the juice. Okay, that is deliver and support. Improvise, collect the feedback, reduce the waste. So once if fruit is wasted for that day, what you have to do with the waste management. So that also you have to think about improvisation. So what generally they do, you have a juice shop, and now the cut fruits will be there, which is like be wasted for that day. What you can do is you can just peel that, you can cut the fruits, and you can sell it as a cut fruits itself. So somehow you have to manage your waste management. So that comes under improve. And ITIL practices, in juice shop operations. What is the key operations that you will have under ITIL modules, right? So the mapping is for incident management, mixer not working. That could be one of the incident that could happen in the shop. Then the problem management, mixer fails every evening. So they have they understood the root cause. Okay, it's not a root cause. They are trying to understand how frequently this happens. They understand it is happening every evening. Okay, and they will narrow down to the root cause as well. The change enablement, buying the new mixer. They are trying to fix this. Okay. The service request, 1 watermelon juice, please. So a new order comes in. That is what a service request is. The service desk is cash counter. Okay. Supplier management, fruit vendor. Capacity management, handling peak evening crowd, because you will have a problem also how to handle a peak evening crowd. Availability management, shop open on time. So that is an availability management. Knowledge management, recipe book. You should know like how to have that mixing and other stuff. Continual improvement is giving a good, better taste and faster service. That is a continuum. So these are the key practice mapping that we can map with our ITIL modules with the juice shop operations. Okay. So now here comes an incident to change. Real example. Incident has happened that mixer has stopped working during the rush hour, that is of the evening hour. So immediate fix, what they are doing, use a spare mixer. The backup, there should be a mixer. So incident management says backup, there is a mixer, use that mixer and fix that. Okay, but they have not fixed the initial mixer. Now they are doing with the backup service. This is DCDR. Okay, the root cause, because the mixer got overheated. The overheating due to a continuous use. That's the problem. So here is the root cause. What is the permanent fix? Buy higher capacity mixer. So this mixer, it is not taking a load. If it is working continuously for 30 minutes or 1 hour or something, it is getting overheated and mixer goes at fault. So now the permanent fix is they have to change that mixer, and the existing mixer can be a backup. Okay. So the permanent fix is that buy higher capacity mixer and change it. The result is faster service, no compliance, and you can do more sales. So that is incident to change management work. So 4-dimension, strong juice shop. ITIL dimension says people, staff, skills and behavior. Technology, here the technology used for that juice shop operations is mixer, fridge, billing. Okay, partners, fruit and ice suppliers. Process, you get an order, you prepare it, and you serve it. That's the process you have. Okay, ignore one, shop suffers. Okay, sometime it happens, as we said, during the peak hour it has gone down. Yes, only if that incident happens, you will come to know, okay, this has happened, so we have to be ready with a backup. So during the first time when it is happening, we can't do anything much. So at times we will have to ignore that and plan for the preventive measures. Continual service improvement, daily OKC. Okay, that is my style or a kuti commitment, right? Okay, one small improvement every day. Improve one recipe. Okay, reduce fruit waste. So that comes in the fruit management where I told you that you can do a cut fruit selling also. Smile better at customer. Greeting customer is very, very important. If you don't have a customer, you don't have business. Okay, and clean faster. So that is one of the service improvement that we will have to do it every day. So that's ITIL 4 in real life. So this I prepared just for a small juice shop. Okay, final takeaway, if ITIL can run a juice shop successfully, it can definitely run the IT services brilliantly. So that's what it says. Okay, all right. Did you understand? That's my first question.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it clear? Maybe one without practicing, nothing will be easy for us. I usually say this, right? So you have to keep practicing this framework. And only if you're into that situation, you will be doing that also. Because when you are not into that situation, you don't care much about it. But when you have a need, then of course, by default, you get into it and you learn it. So this is one of the juice shop operation framework that we created with ITIL framework. And we saw that banking application scenarios also. So step-by-step procedures, how a core banking application, if in case it slows down. Core banking is your all your entire customer KYC details, know your customer details, your bank balance, who you are, everything will be there in the system, in a database called core banking. Okay, if that core banking application goes down or goes slow during the peak hours, what happens immediately? Of course, the incident management. I mean, the customer will report to bank, the bank will report to the technology team, immediately the incident management team mobilizes a call. There will be an incident ticket will be raised. They all will get into a war room if they are physically available. Of course, they will first check with the monitoring team if there is any alert has been received. Okay, monitoring team also reports at the same time. Yes, I'm not getting a flow. I mean, the application is not working as it is supposed to work. And client is also confirming, yes, there isn't, we are not able to access that application. Immediately, they set the priority to P1 or P2. A temporary fix will be given. Like if it is an application issue, they just try to restart the application. That's the quick workaround. Okay, and it works fast also. And but even after restarting the services, Java services or Tomcat services in the application, if still it is not working, then they give a workaround, they close the incident, but then the problem management team comes and investigates why this has happened, how this could be avoided in future. So then they identify the root cause analysis and then they give a plan to mitigate it. Okay, so there is a memory leak after a recent patch activity happened. And then they say you have to increase your memory. Then the change team comes in, they raise an RFP, fix that memory leak permanently, or they increase the memory size. The change ticket they have to raise with a risk impact, and then a lot of approvals in place. Then CAB, change advisory board, has to approve that. And then once the change authority approves it, then they initiate that change. So the goal is safe and controlled change. Then the release and deployment team comes in. This happened because once they try to do a patch activity. So the patch prepared and tested, and then they deploy it in a scheduled non-peak hours. That's what they can do for a betterment. Then the once issue happens, then the rollback plan should be there immediately. If something is not happening, immediately they have to set the rollback plan should be there, and they have to go back to this original state. So then it will be a smooth release. And the validation and continual improvement, performance will be monitored. The monitoring team will monitor the pre-change activity, post-change activity. Then the incident, if there is no incident is happening, then it will be, all these things will be stored in a KEDB, which is called knowledge base, known error database. Okay, then so that if in case this issue happens in future, because not everybody going to stay with the company for 30 years, 40 years, right? When the team changes, the knowledge will also goes along with them. So they will go and refer to one of the database where it says for the past 20 years, these are the incident has happened. These are the mitigation plans being done. They try to read that and come back. So then what all the new issues comes in, they will try to put it in that database. Known error database is the keyword that we use. Okay. So similarly, we have a lot of such scenario-based things are there. Okay. So this ITIL4 is just not that a framework, but it's all about a mindset. Okay. This is more about a logical thinking. So it's about creating a value every single day. It empowers people, process, and technology to work together. Small improvements today will lead to big success Excel tomorrow. Okay, then in my style, OKC or chinna or a kuti commitment. So you take away, you don't need a big transformation overnight. Just one small commitment can improve the service quality, right? Three things: quality, quantity, and the speed. Three things, if it is not being compromised, and of course, everything will be very good. The delivery and everything will be good. So one incident handled better, one change planned safer, one knowledge article updated, one customer experience improved. So that's the betterment that we can see. So ITIL4 philosophy in one line is focus on value, start where you are, and continuously improve. So call to action, this is again my statement. Apply it consistently and improve the impact. Now, I don't know if you will have an opportunity, but you can try to do this. You can think about something like a business or something, how to design it. So you can apply these frameworks and try to build that. Or even if in case you're going to work somewhere, doing a big analytics role or any other role that you're going to perform in an organization, you should understand how that organization works. Without you knowing what are the departments in that organization, what is their roles and responsibilities in their organization, even for Safira in the medical field also, right? There will be departments and you have to know the roles and responsibilities of the department. If you don't know that, if you don't know the workflow of that, then you cannot report the problem faster. I mean, not even reporting faster, you cannot fix that faster also. So that is definitely required. So the final thought, great IT services are not just built by the fools alone, but by the committed people making small improvements every day. So that's on my style. All right, that's it. I didn't put it in the presentation view itself, is it? Okay. Any doubts you have? From here, this part 1, part 2 completed. I will still say you will only know the foundation of it. Okay, you'll know very small piece of ITIL. Until and unless you practice it and you try to relate it, you cannot understand how this framework works for you. Okay. So that's about ITIL. Try to relate whole business. If in case you're taking your ISP or your any product that you buy, just think how this manufacturer created the product, what could be the teams associated, how it got delivered to you, what all the teams will be involved in it, what could be his vendor, what could be his stakeholders, what is the supply chain management comes in here. So this all, until and unless you keep thinking about it, this framework will not get familiarized to you. So please try to think or compare this framework with each and every business that you see. So that's how you can relate the ITIL framework. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Great.
Yes,
All right.
ma'am.
Any questions?
Ma'am, is there any further thing else?
Further thing in what?
In this only, ma'am, ITIL.
This is a framework, okay? Generally, what they
Hmm.
do is they give you a scenario-based questions, and they will ask which ITIL framework works better. That you can do it on the certification side. You go to any person who gives an ITIL certificate. I think EXIN, and one few more vendors are the authorized vendor to give you a ITIL certificate. Okay, so ITL framework is almost only this, but there will be a scenario-based question for you to judge whether you are able to understand this framework and to answer it. And the scoring will be like you will be getting all the three. You will be having multiple choices, like 1 to 4. Okay, all 4 will carry each point. Like if you select option 1, that may carry 1 point. If you select option 5, that will carry the full point. So they will try to understand, and everything will look alike. Only 1 or 2 wordings will be different. So that changes the entire workflow. So those kind of questions will be there. If you answer those questions, then yes, you will be able to get the certificate, ITIL certificate.
Okay.
But the entire framework is that if you get into site, if in case you wanted to understand more about what is service desk, then there is a big book for it. The entire book will talk only about service desk. If you want to learn what is incident management, then there is a big books for incident management, then service management. But you don't have to read completely and get into a specialized person into that. You can just try to know, you can just go learn the foundation. This is what the foundation is. You can go to the intermediate, learn that, try to practice that, clear that certification if in case you want to be an expert in it. There are a lot of points. If you complete the foundation, there will be 5 points. And if you complete incident management module, there will be 3 points. Problem management module, there will be 3 points. Each and every modules will have a separate exams and certifications in it. Sorry. Okay, any other questions?
No, ma'am. Clear.
So